Love and Anger is the movie I'm reviewing today, and this movie is showing on Chinemelo channel. This movie is executive produced and produced by Destiny Etiko. A recap of this movie talks about a young guy who went through a terrible breakup, and of course in his new relationship he used that experience in treating his new or current girlfriend, which translates into abusing the new girlfriend. What I like about this movie, I actually enjoy the storyline of this movie. I don't know if the story is written by Destiny. If she wrote this story, then I think she did super well. Per YouTube standard, guys, mostly I review these movies per YouTube standard. If you want to compare YouTube movies with the Netflix and cinema, you'll be disappointed hugely. So when I'm doing this review, I just limit them to YouTube standard and maybe a little bit of cinema movies. But yeah, per YouTube standard, this is a very good story. I actually enjoy it. This movie talks about abusive boyfriends, those relationships where your boyfriend is beating you, abusing you physically, emotionally. They love you, they love you, you can feel they love you, but they are abusing you physically and emotionally. That's what this movie actually talks about, and I actually enjoy how the story was written. Until you learn your lesson, you will not change. I enjoyed the storyline itself. The storyline was a good idea, even though there were not too much plot twist, anything inside. Basically it was just a good story, and I enjoyed that. Then talking about this movie, I also like the cinematography for this movie. Ooh, guys, this movie had super clean cinematography going on. Everything was just looking super clear. The picture quality for this movie was spectacular. Destiny did a thing on this movie. All the editing, whoever was in charge, they did their thing. Cinematography was on point. Is it lighting? Is it picture quality? Is it color grading? Is it focusing? Everything, angles. Well, where in the third person will be in focus and the two people in front are out of focus. I think the cameras they use on this particular project or on this set was super cool, or the camera handlers, or should I say the editor, whoever, guys, they did super well. Cinematography was on point. Like, even if you find the storyline boring, watching this movie on your large screen, it just scream pleasure, just scream beauty. Like, cinematography for this movie was so beautiful. I really like the cinematography. Ooh, they did well. Like, Destiny, if you can keep it up, why not? This movie had a very crisp cinematography. You see how I'm just praising it? Yeah, it was just beautiful to just sit down and watch this movie. Basically, that was really nice. Then this brings me to costume for this movie. Costume for this movie was another thing that I really liked. Was it makeup? Was it just looking good in general? This movie gives you that Lagos vibe or Lagos body vibe. That was really good actually. Like the hair, the makeup of Destiny and of course Francess, they were so on point. Then talking about costume also, was it Tommy? Yeah, Tommy Roland, or yeah, the guy looked good in terms of outfit, guys. Costume, they look super clean. Then talking about costume, the gate man, his uniform was fitting on him. You see, the last time I complained about Destiny's movie, I say, what kind of rubbish security man is this? So in this movie, the security man, the uniform was fitting on him, was sitting on him proper. Like, that's part of costume, and that was really nice to see. So costume, I like that on this set. Location is another thing that I like about this movie. The house they use, the house was screaming luxury, calmness. The house also added to the cinematography of this movie. The house was just calm with the house colors, the white, everything was just calm. The house decor, which is gold and white, brought a little light into this movie as well. The house they used was really nice. Then of course also the outside and the street shots of this movie was really good. Even though they just used the house, I think that was just pretty much a location. They pretty used every part of this house. The backyard was shot, there were things going on there. Each rooms, things were going on, kitchen, everything. Like the house was used like their own, and that was something that I really like. Then next thing that I like about this movie is the size. It seems like they are getting one or two things that I always complain about right in this movie. You guys know I always talk about, you know, the size, which of course is the frame size. They use the right frame size. I'm like, Destiny, is that you? Yeah, so that was really nice. I really like the frame size. So imagine just watching this movie, having the right size, giving you dark creeps and beautiful cinematography. Lighting is good, and you're sitting down enjoying this movie called Love and Anger. So yeah, this movie really had these little things that I always complain about, and they had them on point. So those are the things I like about this movie. Moving on to what I do not like about this movie. This movie could have do away with the fair girl, the half-caste girl. Is he on a name? I don't know if that's her name, but yeah, without her, this movie would have still been very perfect. Then we talk about the other small girl. Her only purpose in this movie was to sing and calm the uncle down. This movie again could have do away with her as well. Like their role was insignificant in this movie. To me, like their acting was very bold. The two little girls, like they were terrible. The other girl, the other sister was just happened to be Destiny's sister basically. It was like, oh, don't do it. That was her role in this movie, as the little sister that she is. The other one is to sing and calm the uncle down, which of course that would have been done away with. The guy could have just gone to a therapist to learn one or two things to control himself, but no, they didn't talk about that in this movie, and that was really something that I didn't like about this movie at all. And talking about acting, I didn't also enjoy the Francess acting. It was good, but I really just didn't, connect or enjoy. The only person's acting that I enjoyed was Roland. Like he was the aggressive character in this movie, and that was something that I enjoyed very much. And a little bit of Destiny, she was also very cool in this movie. But the other characters, they were terrible. They were terrible, guys. The thing I didn't like about this movie was the fact that, I think I mentioned it earlier on, saying that this guy could have just gone to see a therapist, talk to a therapist about his anger issues, they'll control him, tell him to go to a hospital, talk to him, but they didn't do none of that. And I'm like, how are you sure that he will still not go back to being a terrible boyfriend? Even though they played a trick on him, he did let for some few weeks, he became terrible and he promised not to do it again. How sure are you that he's not going to do it again if he didn't find the essence of his bad behavior? The movie wasn't really teaching what it's supposed to teach. But anywho, those are the things I don't like about this movie. If you haven't watched Love and Anger, do what to watch. It's showing on Chinemelo's channel. And on that note, I'll give this movie a 5/10. I'm breaking even. They actually met everything that I mostly complain about on YouTube movies. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next movie review.